Hello everyone, welcome to my class on MS Excel. This is your instructor Amit Kumar Singh, and now in this class we'll discuss Microsoft Excel 365. So the workbook, what you can see right now, this is the preview of the MS Excel workbook 365, and you can see we have an advanced search engine feature like Copilot here, which will help us whenever we analyze data here. So instead of doing all the cumbersome exercise by yourself, you can use Copilot, which will definitely will simplify your work by using AI. Anyway, we'll discuss about that in later on. So we are you talking about Excel 365, and here whatever the work we are doing, we can save our work. Okay, so we have this option of auto save. Otherwise, normally in the other versions of Excel, if you want to save your work, so you have to keep doing the saving part. For that you need to go to options. Under options you have this save, and then you can choose like for auto recovery information, like after how many minutes your work should be saved. Here the time period you can search. Anyway, now we are into the world of 365, where whatever the work you'll do, it will save automatically. As you can see, the workbook what is opened here, it is named as book 1 under bracket 1. Okay, so if you press control n, you can open another workbook, control n, control n. So control n basically control. So basically, when you use control N is basically the shortcut key to open new workbook. So if you want to open new workbook, okay, so if you want to work on new workbook, so in order to open the new workbook, you can use control N. Okay, so I just wrote control N, which is equal to, it is a shortcut key of opening new workbook. You can see the font type what I've used here. You can see here, this is Aptox Narrow. You can change this font type to whatever you want, Times New Roman or Aprajita, whatever you want. You can search that. You can increase the, okay, the font size of that. This is the option. This capital, bigger size of capital A will increase the font size like 28 to 36, 36 to 48. You can see manually you can do here, or you can use this, or you can use this for reducing the font size. I hope that part is clear with all of you. Okay, now if you want to make it bold, you can use here bold option. The shortcut key for bold is control B. To in order to make it italic, you can use this option for making it italic. If you use this option, it will become italic, and this is for underline. So the shortcut key for italic is control I. For underline, it is control U. If you want to color the data, you can color the data here. You can select this data. Okay, if I select this data here, you can use shift like right arrow. If I'm using, I can select the data and I can just click here, and this data will get colored. Okay, or if you want, you can, this is in black color. If you want to change the color of the font, you can use this for the change in color of the font. Anyway, so talking about the workbook on which we are working, you can see the name of the workbook is book 3. You can go to file. Under file, you can go to save as. Under save as, you can choose the location where you want to choose this workbook. Okay, save as the type. By default, it would be Excel workbook type. You can give a name to this workbook, and then this workbook will be saved. Okay, I hope that part is clear with all of you. So the shortcut key for saving your workbook is Alt FA. So if you use Alt FA, by using Alt FA, the Alt FA is the shortcut key for save as option. If you want to save your work after you save this workbook with some name, and since here auto save is off, you can make it on. Okay, if you make it on, then your work will keep on saving. Otherwise, you can use Control S. Control S is the shortcut key for saving your work, or otherwise you can see this option here, Control S here. This option is there under this toolbar. The toolbar, what you can see, we call this toolbar as the quick access toolbar, and whatever you tick here, those options will be visible here. So this is quick access toolbar. You can add commands under the quick access toolbar. Whatever the command you want, you can go here, you can click on all command and you choose whatever command you want. You can just add the command, whatever command you want. Suppose insert object, just click on this and here add it. If you add, that command will be added. Okay, you can use this command called speak cell. There's a command called speak cell, PQRS. So if I go to speak cell by using, if I use this command called speak cell, then if I click my cursor on the cell, whatever is written in the cell, it will speak that content. So here I can go with SP. I can choose this option called speak cell. All that I can do under the customized. This is quick access toolbar, SP. So I need to go further, go down speak cell. Okay. So if I add a speak cell, okay, if I add the speak cell here, and here speak cell is there.
Control plus N equals open new workbook.
I don't know this part is will this part will be recorded in my Zoom video recording. But if you just put what write something and just click on speak cell, the Excel whatever the content is written, it will speak up that content. Okay, so this is the familiarity. Here you can use quick access toolbar where you can add as many functions as you want. You can add it here and that will be arranged here. Okay, so you can do this, or like if you want to hide quick access toolbar, it will get hidden. Okay, so if you want to hide, you can hide that also. So it's up to you. If you want it back, okay, you can get it back. If you want to hide, you can hide also. So it's up to you. You can go to file. Imagine you're not getting quick access toolbar. Go to options. Under options, you will find quick access toolbar. Okay, so here you will get quick access toolbar. Again, whatever you have, multiple functions are there. Whichever functions you want, you just add that function and okay, and it will be get added. Okay, so I just fine. I just reset all the functions, whatever the functions I was working on. I just reset all those functions. Clear everyone? So at the top, what you see, this is a title bar where the name, uh, here the name of the workbook is there. Okay, you can see the name of the workbook where you want to save. If you want to save, you can save this workbook. Okay, then here while working on the workbook, what you can see here, there's a search option is there. So if you want to search something, if you're not sure about some function, if you want to search, you can search that. Suppose if I want to know about tables in Excel, you can see there a lot of tables are there. Like there's insert table, format table, then pivot table is there. Then how to find in the worksheet if somewhere table is written, or in file where you find table. So it is showing you all possibilities of getting table in the workbook. Then here you can see file, home, insert, draw, page layout, formula, data, review, view, automate, help, acrobat. These are called as tab. Many times you will not find the tab called developer tab. We use developer tab for writing macros. For developer tab, you can go to options. Under options, you can go to customize ribbon, and here you can tick developer tab. So it will become visible. Okay, so at the top, the home, insert, draw, page layout, formula, data, review, view, these all are called tab. Under the tab, what you're seeing, this bold, italic, font color, all that alignment, all these are called ribbons, and all these ribbons are under the groups. Like you can see the group here: font, alignment, numbers, style. These are called group. Here my cursor is on cell called F10. Here what you are seeing, this rectangular box, we will call this rectangular box as cell. Wherever is my cursor, suppose my cursor is in J9. So J represent here the column. The vertical data what you are seeing, we'll call them as a column. Okay, these are columns are in alphabet, and then with the numbers what you're seeing, these numbers are called as row. Okay, so Excel is basically made of rows and column. Okay, if I write any mathematical function here, like 2 plus 5 or 2 plus 6. So if you want to write any mathematical functions here, so that will be visible in formula bar. This is called formula bar. Okay, and whenever you perform any mathematical operation, you need to do with equal sign. And then if you press enter, you can see the answer. And what are the answer you saw? Answer is 8. So you can see the answer 8. And if you want to check the formula for that, press F2. If you press F2, you can see the formula what you have used. This is the formula bar. Okay, so if I just take the print screen of this, okay, if I just go to paint to name the functions. So here what you're seeing, home, these all what we'll call them. So we'll call them as will will call them as tab. These are tabs. Okay, fine. Now is here you can see this font. Here you can see this font. Okay, you can see here called alignment. You can see here called style. You can see here number. Okay, you can see here cell. We'll call them as group. What we will call them? All these are called as, all these we called as groups. We'll call them as the groups. We'll call them as groups. Okay. Now under each group you can see these functions are there. So these functions, what we'll call these functions, whatever the function you are seeing. Okay, whatever the function you are seeing, we'll call these function as ribbons. We'll call these functions as ribbon. You remember customized ribbon, all that. So we'll call this as a ribbon. Okay. So I hope you have understood this, all these naming, whatever I have mentioned. Okay. All these naming, I hope you have understood. Okay. These verticals, okay, alphabets, what you are seeing, we'll call these alphabets as the column. We'll call this alphabet as these alphabets are called as columns. We'll call these alphabets as the columns. Okay, and here the numbers what you are seeing, the numbers what you are seeing, okay, the numbers what you see, we'll call these numbers as rows. So Excel is made of rows and column. And then the rectangle what you are seeing here, what we'll call this rectangle, we'll call this rectangle as cell. What we'll call this rectangle, these rectangles are called as cell. Okay, and whatever the formula you write here, okay, what are the mathematical functions if you do, you can see here. So this is called as formula bar. Okay, and this is called as name bar. So if you do if you do any kind of movement, you can see your address is getting changed. Now my address is P12, where capital is the column and the number 12 is the row. If you do control down arrow, you will reach the last row. The last row is 10 lakh 48,576. So in Excel, you have 10 lakh 48,576 rows. If you do control right arrow, you will reach to the last column. The last column is XFD. So here, remember in Excel worksheet. So under each workbook, you have these sheets. You can see I'm in sheet 1. So in Excel worksheet, there are total, there are total, okay, 10 lakh 48,576 rows. And the last column, and the last column is XFD. The last column is XFD. Okay, if you want to count the total column, nothing. Okay, if you want to count the total column, before that, I'll tell you one thing. Suppose here Amit is written. Okay, and here suppose Harsh is written. Okay, and suppose here 1, 2, 3 is written, and suppose here 5, 6, 7 is written. Okay, so if you want to select a column, press Control space bar. Okay, and if you want to select the row, press Shift space bar. Okay, now if you want to move from Amit to 5, 6, 7, press Control down arrow. From 5, 6, 7 to 1, 2, 3, control right arrow. 1, 2, 3 to Harsh, control up arrow. Okay, if you use shift, you can select the data. Okay, if you use a shift, you can select the data. While if you use control shift, okay, you can select and move together. Okay, so if you want to count the total number of column, suppose in column A I wrote 1. Okay, then I'll copy this, then control shift right arrow and then control V. If I do this, then at the bottom you can see in count 16,384. So that is showing you the total column in Excel workbook, the total columns in Excel. If you talk about total column in Excel workbook is 16,384 columns. So remember the total number of columns in Excel workbook is 16,384. Now, if you're finding difficulty in seeing whatever I have written, what you can do at the bottom, you can see zoom in, zoom out. So you can just use this option. Okay, now it is at 170. You can make it till 400%. Okay, you can make it 400%. Okay, if you want to narrow it, then if you do zoom out, it will go till 10%. Okay, by default, it would be there around 100%. So if you want, you can zoom in, zoom out. Here you can see this option sliding toolbar. You can just, if you want to just move from a column right hand side, you can use sliding toolbar. Or if you want to come left side, you can use this sliding toolbar on left hand side. By default, whenever you work in Excel workbook, one sheet has opened. If you want to open another sheet, you can use sheet 2, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5. Total max to max on average, you can open total 255 sheets, and the shortcut key to open new sheet is Shift F11. If you use Shift F11, you can open new worksheets. Okay, and you can, if you want, you can rename this sheet. Any name you can rename, suppose mathematics, okay, or finance. Okay, you can just rename the sheet HR, okay, marketing. Okay, you just rename the sheet. Okay, and if you want to move the sheet from sheet 1 to sheet 5 in right hand side, you can use control page down. If you use control page down, you can move the sheet in right hand side. And if you use control page up, you can move from one sheet to another sheet in left hand side. And the shortcut key for adding new sheet is Shift F11. So you can remember the shortcuts, whatever the shortcuts I'm telling here, you can remember these shortcuts. This will be helpful for you in whenever you are working on Excel workbook. The shortcuts are important to be remembered. Okay, so this way it will helpful for you to work on the shortcuts. Before we conclude this class, remember the user interface, what I was talking about here. The user interface, what we are talking about in this class is that in the Excel we have this workbook. Under the workbook, we can work on different worksheets. Every sheet is made of rows and column. Rows are represented in number wise horizontally, and columns are represented in alphabets vertically. The total you have 16,384 columns, and the last column is XFD. When we talk about rows, we have 10,000, we have 10,000, 10,48,576 rows. Okay, so if you want to know how many cells are there, cells are made of rows and column. So I can multiply 16,384 into is shift 8. with 10,48,576 if you do. So I got the data here. Okay, I got the data of uh how many how many cells are there. You can put comma here. That will help you in reading part. So if I see this is 100, thousand, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore, 10 crore, beyond 10 crore, it is million, billions. Okay, if I can count after 17, I have 2, 4, 6, and after 6, I have 3, 6 plus 3, 9. Total 9 digits are there. So 1 billions, this is in billion, it is somewhere around 17 billions. Okay, if I want to read this, okay, so I'll use copyleft. Here, copyleft, it's like AI function. It will help me. Okay, this showing error. We are running into problem. Please reload or try again later. Let me just cancel this. Okay, so I don't know how much this figure. So I'll say when 10 lakh 48,576 is multiplied with 16,000 384, uh, what would be the answer in what would be the answer, not in digits, in words form, because I'm not able to read this. Okay, it's 17179869 184. I'm not able to read it, so I'm just using copilot or copilot to give me the answer. So it is giving me the answer. So it is one form, it is 17 billion. What I told you, 1 billion have 9 zeros. 17 billion 179 million 869,184. This is your answer. I hope you understood. So this is like I just gave you very simple example of using Copilot. So whenever you are working on Excel and you are not able to get what you are looking for with lot of numerical value, so Copilot will come up with the solution instead of you searching about some formula which can when you use this formula bar, you have more than 400 formulas to be used. So instead of working on some unknown formulas or googling it, which formula can I use to read what is written mathematically here, it is very easy. We just use Copilot and our work is done. I hope you understood. Okay, so if I say uh, read the same as per the Indian mathematical form, because we don't use billion and millions, we use crores, 10 crores. So in Indian mathematical form, okay, in Indian mathematical form, the numbers are grouped differently than the Western system. So it is written as 1,717 crore 89 lakh 68,184. Okay, so same way we can write the same thing as per the Western mathematical system, or we can talk the same thing in as per the Indian mathematical system. So I hope you have understood. If I want, I can even convert the numbers as per the Hindi script. Anyway, so forget that part. So basically, I hope you have understood the basic functionalities of MS Excel workbook, where you have a workbook followed by tab. Under the tab, you have lot of ribbons. Okay, you can go if you want to play with this ribbon, you can go to file, go to options. Under options, if you go customize ribbon, okay, if you want, you can even create a new tab. I can even create a new tab called Amit Singh. Okay, I can go there and rename this tab. I can create a tab called Amit Singh. Okay, I can even create a tab here called Amit Singh. You can see the tab, and under the tab I can add groups. One group I add as suppose finance. Okay, and I can create another group suppose as marketing. Okay, so you can create groups here. Okay, and then under the group you can, if you want, you can use uh, ribbons. You can use the ribbons like this. So whatever the ribbons you want, you just add there. Okay, under each groups you can add ribbons. So whatever you want, you can add the ribbon. You can see now there's a tab called Amit Singh. So these are basically a tab. Okay, these are basically a tab, and you can play around these tabs. Okay, you can go to customize ribbon and play around the tab. There's a tab called developer tab, which you will not find there. If you want developer tab, you can just tick it here. Okay, and you will get the developer tab here. Okay, so like the way we have quick access toolbar, same way you can use customized ribbons where under each tab, home, insert, page layout, formula, data, by default ribbons are there. If you want to change their positions or you want to create a new tab, that also you can do. And these ribbons are clubbed together under different groups. Then we have name bar, we have formula bar, then we have this columns which are represented vertically. The shortcut key to select any column is control space bar, and the total we have 16,384 column, and the last column is except D. When we talk about rows, we have 10,48,576 rows, and the last row is 10,48,576. Just press control down arrow, you reach the row. Wherever you are, if you want to reach first cell, press control home. If you press control home, you reach the A1 cell. Okay, so Excel is made of rows and columns, and these rows and column is clubbed together under different sheets. And by total, you can open an average of 255 sheets. And in order to move from one shift sheet to another sheet, in right hand side you can use control page down, and from right hand side to left hand side you can use control page up. So you can use control page down or control page up from moving one sheet to another sheet. If you want to rename the sheet, or you want to delete the sheet, or you want to change the sheet, you want to put color for the sheet, you can put color for the sheet also. You can go and put color for the sheet. You can even put password for the sheet. We'll discuss that later on. You want to delete or insert, rename, all that functionalities you can do. You can just learn about them by yourself. Okay, here you have zoom in or zoom out option. You can just play with that by yourself. Here you have this option called normal page layout and page break preview. This is helpful for printing purpose and all. So I hope you have understood this session. This session is all about understanding the user interface of Excel workbook. Thank you, everyone.